Okay, so I just heard the song 8 from the artist IU. I mentioned in the video that it felt dark, even though it sounded poppy, and I was just reading chat. We're doing this live right now, guys. We're on Live Reaction Wednesday, and people in chat are giving me some kind of disturbing information that's surrounded about this song and the tribute that it might be about. And they mentioned that there's this explanation video, and I thought it'd be kind of cool just to watch it right now. So we've actually stopped reacting to music, and we're just going to watch this video right now. It's IU8 Proud and featuring SUGA BTS explained by a Korean. So hopefully we're going to get a little bit more insight on this. Let's just check it out. Here we go.
IU and SUGA have collaborated on their recent song 8. 8 is another song from her Age series, including 23 and Palette. IU actually commented about this song, saying, "The songs I released before were written in an essay format, where I was talking directly to the listener. But in my song 8, I used several metaphors and a made-up persona that I call you to tell my story of my 28, like a short novel. I can't be sure if this comes from my personal state of emotions or if it comes from the overall atmosphere of our society that is amidst hard times. Perhaps both, but I'll always remember my 28th year as a period of constant helplessness and lethargy, along with a longing for the Orange Island where there was no sadness and we were able to be free." Now, being true to her explanation, the song is basically a journey through her own story or memory of becoming 28 and how she feels about growing up. Many other YouTube channels, for example, Bookish Theory, explain the primary meaning behind this music video in IU's perspective pretty well, so I recommend go checking them out. But today, I want to provide you with an alternative theory on the music video. And yes, it's about her friends Seolli, Hara, and Jonghyun. Also, before we go on, to be respectful as possible to the deceased, and as the topic could be sensitive or uncomfortable to some, I would like to strongly emphasize that this is a subjective theory and may not represent IU's intentions in any way. Moreover, I like to show respect towards the three people before mentioning their names throughout the video, so I would like to borrow this short moment to wish them a rest in peace before I go on. Rest in peace.
I like this guy. Who's this guy? Oh, this is that DKDKTV guy. You want me to check him out? Yeah. I like this guy already.
First, you can see IU walking into a futuristic room with a big machine. Then she presses the record button and activates the machine. You can see the word omnibus on the record tape, which means she's going to record fractions or separate stories that happen in her memory. Then there's a lizard on top of the ceiling trapped, looking down on her. The screen says, "Will you save all your memories?" And it proceeds.
Oh, I
then
missed
you can
that.
see the 8 sign light up and IU dives into her memories. The 8 sign can be seen as the infinity sign, meaning the memories will be saved and live on forever. Also, 8 technically represents her age, 28, also SUGA's, who is the same age as IU. And plus, fun fact, if you add 28 plus 28, it becomes 56, the release date of her MV, May 6th. IU enters the house and looks around. It's a place she has been before. Notice that there's a peach-shaped light. While Seolli's nickname was Peach, IU has a song of her own titled Peach, which is known to be dedicated to Seolli. We can see memories of IU lying on the floor of the house and smiling to somebody that's with her. And if you see her nails in the present, they're all worn off, symbolizing that time has passed and she has gone through pain.
This is crazy. So these videos, there's so much more to this that I was missing. Wow, I got to start paying much closer attention to what is happening visually. There's more happening in these videos than just bright, pretty colors. I'm an idiot. I'm a complete idiot.
Reality. Also, she has 27 pearls attached onto her arm, which shows that this is part of her memory of the past 27 years. The lyrics start by asking someone whether if they're finally happy now. This is probably asking her 3 friends if they're happy now, far away from the cruel reality, doing good in heaven. She goes on as if she's talking to them, and then she says that she's doing the same as usual, but feels like she has lost everything, which probably means her friends. IU is is now scared to love someone because of the fear that they might suddenly leave her again without saying goodbye. This expresses how she felt about suddenly losing her friends. IU then opens up the rooms and wanders around as if she's looking for someone. She's traveling through her old memories. Also in this lyric we can find...
I didn't even get that in the video. I mean, maybe there's no English subtitle over what was happening in that machine thing. I didn't realize that was like a memory machine. I thought she was like in some kind of hospital bed. So she's literally lying down in this machine thing, and it's tapping into like her conscious and triggering memories, and she's deciding whether she wants to delete them or not, and she's literally walking around in her own head. Whoa. This is so much deeper than I thought it was. This is insane.
Subtle wordplay. 해질 대로 해져버린. In this lyric, 해지다 would mean worn out, meaning that her memories are worn out. But 해 also means sun in Korean, and 해지다 means the sun has gone down. This probably symbolizes the loss of her friends that were a big warmth and energy source to her. IU remembers the good old days when she had fun with
even like Forever Young, like, as playful as that line sounded, and almost like kind of cliche as it sounded in this song, I felt like it was like, you know, almost out of place. Forever Young makes a little bit more eerie sense now. Jesus, oh my god, I'm getting chills even watching this.
Sully. She dances without shadows underneath an orange sun.
Yeah, what did that mean?
She refuses and denies the farewell and says, "Let's meet in the beautiful memory." The reason IU says she's dancing without a shadow with her friends is probably because of the previous lyric I've explained, "The sun has gone down." Or because in this memory world, since there's no farewells, no aging, nor time, we can say that the orange sun in this world either doesn't cast a shadow, or is always at the highest point of noon when the sun is brightest, making no shadow. However, in contrary to her lyrics, sadly, she seems to be alone, a shadow exists, and time seems to pass as it gets darker. This space might be her memory, but it still applies some amount of reality. IU is reliving her memories and enjoying the times she was happy with her friend. Also, you can see the lizard at the house. This lizard probably symbolizes Kuara and Chongyeon. Kuara's nickname was once Iguana, and Chongyeon was Charmander from Pokemon.
Oh,
So
really?
Sully and IU probably talked about them a lot or hung out often since they were all friends with each other. As you can see, the background of this music video is a two-story country house. Sully actually lived and was found at her last moment in her two-story country house. And also, Sully posted a lot of pictures of IU cooking home food for her. They were known to be close friends that hung out at each other's house a lot, just as you can see in the music video. IU seems to be constantly looking at or playing with someone in this house. And in the last line of this verse, IU also says that it's a nightmare since it's not reality and Sully's now gone, but still she doesn't want to wake up from the happy memories.
Forever young 영원이란 말은 못했어 별은 마치 연합부터 같이 그리움과 같이 말하는 아침 서로가 이 영겁을 지나 거기서 나서 잠시만.
In SUGA's rap verse, he expresses this memory world as an island that was made by each other. In that island, they are all forever young, since all of her friends have passed away relatively during their young ages, and also time doesn't flow in her memory. SUGA expresses farewells as a disaster alarm, since it's sudden, scary, and unpredictable. In the music video, both IU and SUGA are riding on a plane, which could mean either their huge success as artists, or a metaphoric vessel that enables them to travel through memories. Then IU sees a lizard on the window, but as the plane meets turbulence and the sudden emergency message appears, the lizard disappears. This again expresses what it was like for IU when she heard the tragic news. She couldn't do anything. She was helpless about the situation, trapped inside a plane or a busy schedule. Actually, IU, on her first Seoul concert day, she mentioned Sully on how sad she was and how she thought Sully was present at her concert. But coincidentally, on her second concert day, Hara's tragic news hit her during the concert, making her feel very sad. IU was extremely shocked by this sudden news, and she had a very hard time on finishing the concert.
I'm surprised she was able to, especially if she was close to these people. I was just reading chat here and said, was it 2017 to 2018 or 19 were rough years in K-pop in general. Man, I didn't realize it got this dark. I have not been paying enough attention to the lyrics. I need to start paying a lot more attention to what's happening in these music videos and the lyrics and this stuff, because I feel like I'm missing so much by just focusing on just the sound design. There's a lot more to these worlds than I'm even giving it credit. This is heartbreaking but eye-opening at the same time. Let's keep going.
얌전히 추억을 잊는 게 참 쉽지 않아. 시간이 지나도 여전히 날 붙드는 그곳에.
The airplane scene was a dream within a dream, and IU wakes up from the nightmare. She runs to check if the lizard is okay, but the lizard is nowhere to be seen. Then she sees that the door is left open and sees a girl in a white dress. The girl starts to run in the imaginary world, where the sun is orange, and the girl seems free, fearless, and brave enough to even jump off a cliff.
서로를 베고 누워 슬프지 않은 이야기를 나눠. 우울한 결말 따위는 없어. 난 영원히 너와 이 기억에서 만나 forever.
In the lyrics, IU says that we all lie down on each other like a pillow. We have good chats. There's no sad ending here. IU will always be able to meet her friends in this memory that she's saved. The girl in white rides on the dragon, and IU sees them through the airplane window and sheds a tear of happiness and sorrow. This scene probably means that IU's friends are up in the sky, meaning heaven, together, flying and doing whatever they want happily. Now IU wakes up from the memory world because the memory saving process.
Oh yeah, so okay, so now we're at that part here where I was like impressed by the acting, and I saw like so much emotion just off of like her face, you know, just off of one look. I mean, it went from like happiness to like kind of disturbed to sad. Like there's just so much going on in this one look from the girl, and I even said like she must be an incredible actor if she's able to do this. I wonder what this. I mean, I'm kind of getting it now that I know the context behind this. You know, her going from like being happy from reliving the memories to sad, to knowing that they're gone to, I don't know. He'll be able to explain it better than I am. But wow, this puts a whole different context in this whole video.
Is complete. At the end, we can hear an echoish sound of the lyrics.
Yeah, so when you hear it like that too, with it like kind of like it sounded like coming from like a much larger room, it sounds like there's just an emptiness here. It seems like she's so isolated at this moment right now.
Then IU shows 3 different stages of facial expression.
Yeah.
First, right after crying, she's confused and sad. Apparently, she didn't want to wake up from the dream. Next, she shows a slight smile. It's because she got to relive the happy memories and meet her friends, and now she's reassured that they're happy up in heaven. But last, she makes an ice-cold look staring towards the camera or the viewers of this video. It's almost as if she's mad. Thus, by the echoish lyrics, IU is first asking and wondering her friends if they're finally happy now. And also, she's asking all the hate commenters watching the video if they're finally happy with the tragic incidents that happened, and also seeing.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
IU herself struggling as well. Lastly, at the end of the video, we can see the title.
Asking, oh my God. I saw it here pop up in chat for a second. I guess the comments possibly might have been a driving force behind some of these things. The online bullying. That's fucking gross. And now she's just calling them out. Like, are you happy now? And now we don't have this person. Cool. You did your job. I hope. How do you even say it better than that? Are you happy now? Cool. Congratulations, man. Fucking people, man.
Title 8's E and I getting split. This would mean that the I, as in IU, has now came back to reality after being all together with her 3 friends. IU is now once again left alone, but she goes on with her life as the 28-year-old IU.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot more going on there than I thought. Jeez. Kind of puts my reaction to shame. I got it completely wrong. I guess I called that there was some darker undertones, and I felt like there was something darker going on. But I mean, how would I know anyway? I didn't know about any of this stuff. You know, I don't know. I didn't know the context behind it. But this guy's great. DK. I'm just gonna go right ahead and subscribe to this guy. I think, and other people have wanted me to check out his stuff before. If he explains a lot more like K-pop songs and stuff like that, yeah, I'm gonna do a bunch of videos on that because I just want to get to know it. Wow, it puts a whole different spin on this whole video, man. It really does. I guess I guess going into it as blind as I did, I guess I was more focused on just the sound design. Yeah, I think the first thing I said was like, let's just talk about the bass frequency, and that was kind of cool. It kind of gave this, sci-fi type element to it. I had no idea the thing that she was sleeping in was like a memory machine. I thought she was just like coming in and out of consciousness of a dream. That was wild. This dancing without shadows, I didn't quite understand that. I thought it must have meant she was just dancing in the dark, and I didn't know if that was like a metaphor for, I thought possibly death. And when she jumped off the mountain as the anime character, at first it looked like she was flying, but then she was very obviously falling. And I'm like, what is going on? This song feels like a celebration. It's so uplifting and so poppy, but she's literally falling right now. And then when she landed on the dragon and floated up and whatnot, I was like, okay, there's a happy twist to turn around. And it reminded me of the movie Avatar. But like, once you started like seeing like the actual tears after all of this, like it started making more sense. And I started to kind of like cement myself in the thought, like there is something going on here. There is a deeper meaning here. I don't think she started off crying. It was only once I saw the anime character kind of crying in the plane, and then when she finally woke up, seeing the tears in her eyes, I knew that there was something incredibly dark going on. I just didn't know how dark it was and what exactly it was. Knowing that some of the comments may have led to this, some online bullying, I guess you could call it, or whatever. Like, man, it's just discouraging. It's just disheartening, and it's just gross, and you can't help but feel, and in knowing, she lost 3 people that are very close to her, and she found out one time even on stage and had to finish performing. I mean, props to her for, the show must go on type of mentality, but I mean, that must have been absolute hell for her, but I guess there's different layers, and IU is not just a pretty face and some sweet songs. So there's some deep meanings here, and I'm not giving these videos enough credit because I'm missing a lot just off of these first reactions. So what I might do going forward, and I might even set up some streams doing this, I'm kind of just spitballing here, but I think what I'd like to do is have you guys pick songs, react to those songs, then immediately watch the explanation video and then kind of revisit the whole thing as a whole. I like that idea. I think it gives me time to think out loud and give my first honest impressions of music and how that's happening and what it means to me as an outsider to this whole genre and what this is, and then finally get a deep understanding directly after that and then have a small conversation about that. I think I'm gonna do that. That's just what's the most fascinating thing to me. So yeah, I'll be doing that. But IU 8, explained by a Korean. DKTV. Yeah, I'm subscribing. I like this guy. All right, I guess that's gonna do it. I guess that's gonna do it. Wow, Jesus.